Picture this. It's early morning around 6:47 a.m. of emails and calendar chaos in 5 minutes flat.
Exactly. Right. It's that magical moment when all the annoying stuff is done before you even dip your toes into the day, isn't it?
Absolutely. But then check this out. Remember last Tuesday? Instead of the usual victory lap, it all went off the rails because a little Twitter doom scrolling hijacked the morning and suddenly it was 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, I can totally picture that. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? One minute you're on autopilot, and the next you're battling decision fatigue like it's a boss fight.
Exactly. Decision fatigue is real, unfortunately. Every tiny decision, answering emails, picking a meeting, figuring out what's urgent, chips away at your mental battery.
Totally agree. It's like your brain is a smartphone, and every decision is another app eating up that battery life.
Yeah, exactly. By noon, you're staring at 12% and desperately wishing you had a charger plugged into your
Right,
mind.
right. So what's the fix then? How do we not succumb to that constant drain?
Well, here's a little hack I came across. Simplify your mornings. When I was recovering from a brutal flu last winter, I had to streamline everything, and that constraint turned out to be a gift.
Makes sense. It's like your brain gets a reset button when you force things to be simple, right?
Exactly. Take Gmail, for instance. Instead of trying to obsessively organize every email, you set up smart filters. You direct client emails to a needs response label, newsletters to a read later folder. Basically, you let automation do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, that sounds really efficient. And it's not just about taming your inbox, it's also about reclaiming that mental space. No more cortisol spikes when you see 500 unread emails, right?
Right you are. Plus, imagine turning your inbox from a chaotic flea market into a library, that calm, focused space.
I love that image.
And speaking of reclaiming mental space, let's talk calendars. Every morning after sorting emails, I do a quick reality check on my Google Calendar. Just look at today and tomorrow. Ignore the chaos of the whole week.
Yeah, I like that approach. That's brilliant. By focusing only on the immediate timeline, you avoid getting overwhelmed by everything.
Exactly. And here's a neat trick. Enable speedy meetings. They end a few minutes early, giving you that extra breathing room. It's like turning meetings into light warm-ups for the day rather than marathon.
Very clever. But don't you think that sometimes ending meetings early might leave some topics half discussed?
Fair point. Though I think
Yeah.
it's more about ensuring you have transition time to check in with your priorities without feeling rushed. And speaking of priorities, here's where it gets a bit unusual. Instead of a long to-do list, the idea is to write a done list for the day. At around 6:51 a.m., you jot down three things like, I completed the Johnson proposal. Writing it in past tense tricks your brain into just believing that you've already done it.
That's really an interesting psychological twist. I've heard debates about that technique. Some argue it might set unrealistic expectations. What do you think?
I get that concern, and it's totally valid. But the point isn't to ignore the work ahead. It's about leveraging our brain's tendency to favor what's already done. It reduces stress and makes that pile of tasks seem manageable.
Yeah, that's a neat hack. So, in essence, it's like tricking your brain into operating on autopilot for routine tasks, leaving it free for creative, more challenging work.
Exactly right. And there's even a philosophy behind it, creating a system that minimizes friction points in the morning. With fewer decisions second-guessed, the entire day flows better.
Absolutely. It's like how an ultra marathon runner warms up before the big race. The first steps set the momentum for everything that follows.
Yes, it's all about momentum. The routine, the email filters, the calendar check, and those three done list items, they stack up into a compound positive effect.
Definitely, I love that idea.
And get this, even if some mornings your system completely falls apart due to life's unexpected twists, like a sick kid or a late night of, bizarre YouTube rabbit holes, it doesn't matter. The system is there waiting to be picked up
That's
again.
reassuring. That's nice to know. It's not about perfection, but consistency, right?
Exactly. You're not fighting against yourself, you're working with a framework. And then, when you see those 2 extra hours saved because you're not constantly second-guessing what to do next, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, that extra time can be a game changer. And what about the Outlook alternative for corporate warriors? I've heard it gets a bit Microsofty.
Oh, for sure. If you're stuck with Outlook, it's pretty similar, with rules instead of filters, focused inbox, quick steps for one-click actions, and even the My Day view for calendar planning. It sounds aggressive, but it forces you to time block, which can be really effective.
Makes sense. So whether it's Gmail or Outlook, it's all about reducing friction and decision fatigue in the morning.
Exactly, it's not the tools themselves, but making smart decisions when you're fresh, before the brain gets fried.
Right, exactly. And when you really think about it, it's about front loading all the hassle so that later you can really focus on creative or important stuff.
That's the secret sauce. And I love this idea of making tiny tweaks, like a few filters set at night, a quick calendar check in the morning, and a done list to create a ripple effect throughout your day.
That's really insightful. It reminds me of how sometimes the smallest changes, like turning off a noisy app, can really quiet your entire environment.
Yes, exactly. You stop mentally battling with every little thing and instead, you let your routine handle it. And eventually, those 2 hours you save aren't just saved, they help you focus and reduce that constant background noise of, what should I be doing now?
Yeah, that background noise can be so distracting. It's pretty compelling, the idea of reducing micro decisions so that your brain energy is saved for the big, creative tasks.
Yep, it's like setting up the dominoes right in the morning. Even if you knock one down, the rest are already lined up for a smooth cascade.
I totally get that. It's all about momentum. I guess tomorrow morning, I might try setting up a couple of filters and maybe a quick done list experiment.
Do it and see how it frees up your mental space. Even if things don't go perfectly every day, it's a framework that respects your brain's need for clarity, like a patient friend always cheering you on.
Exactly. Cheers to that.